Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to my list of top ARPGs on sale. We start with Achilles Legends Untold. So this is a Greek setting obviously, but the difference here is they have gone with a more Souls-like combat. It looks amazing as you can see here. So it's got the typical ARPG look in the isometric view, great graphics, all the mythical creatures and stuff, and of course you have harder Souls-like combat. Now this game is still in early access, but it's got great reviews and there's plenty of content from the people who have played this. So this is 35% off, $3.95 in India, $13, £10, 16.24 in Canada, 12.34 in the Eurozone. Grim Dawn. So Grim Dawn is a fantastic ARPG. I would highly recommend this. Probably one of the best ones out there available right now. It's a few years old now, but it still has plenty of content. Everybody loves this. There are people who have put thousands of hours into this game. However, one small thing to consider this time is it is not as cheap as it usually goes during big sales. So this is 50% off, which is still pretty good price for this game. It's well worth it. $2.84 in India is not a lot. $12.49, £10, $14.49. But as you can see here, it has been cheaper up until last year. So maybe they've changed their policy. You can see here June of last year it was 80% off, and it hasn't been that low since. So maybe they're not going that far down, but it has been cheaper. So at this point I would say just buy the base game and maybe pick up the DLCs when they're cheaper or if you really want them. But yeah, base game for the price is fantastic. Great game. You have you can have two sets of profiles at the same time, I guess. Great looking game as well. So yeah, and made by people who worked on the Titan Quest game. So yeah, fantastic game. And speaking of Titan Quest, it is also on sale, one of my favorites. And this is now 16 years old, 17 roughly. Now, when this first came out, I did play this pretty much at launch. I had a like an extended week off from work, and I just pretty much played this game whole week. They have since patched it. The community has been active. They've improved it. A lot of bugs have been fixed, and they've kept adding more content. Even separate DLCs have been coming out as late as last year or something. So has once again an ancient Greek setting. You also go to ancient Egypt and China and other places. They have a full expansion that came out a year later, full game size expansion, I mean. So plenty of content in this anniversary edition. So this is 75% off, 174 in India, $5, £4.49 and £6.49 in Canada, €5. So you can see here, these are the DLCs here: Ragnarok, Atlantis, and Eternal Embers. So these two don't have great reviews. Ragnarok, it has better reviews. You could try that. But yeah, base game for $5 will give you plenty of content. Next, we have Darksiders Genesis. So this is slightly different to the usual formula. So this is in the Darksiders universe. You have a new horseman, Strife, and War is also here. So basically, this is fully playable in co-op. You can also play in solo, and you can switch between the two horsemen whenever you want. So Strife is more sort of range-based, his guns and stuff like that. War is more upfront, melee type. And it is a very nicely made game, very colorful. Combat, controls, everything is fantastic here. So I really liked it, enjoyed playing it. Was available in the Game Pass as well, I believe. But it was in a humble bundle and I got it. So this is 75% off, $7.49, $2.89 in India, $6.74 in the UK, $8.49 in Canada, and $7.49 in the Eurozone. Now on to a couple of classic ARPGs, but they're not that old. We have The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut. Now these Van Helsing games had 3 games. This Final Cut version is like a sort of remaster and a complete version, has all 3 games, plenty of content. So 3 full games in here. And yeah, pretty good game. This is 90% off, very cheap again. $4.49, $1.80 in India, $3.79 in the UK, $5.79 in Canada, and $4.49 in the Eurozone. We also have Victor Vran ARPG. So another very popular game, plenty of content, you can spend hundreds of hours. But here I've read the reviews and people say that DLC expansions are not good. So I would say just get the base game here. Base game is fantastic. You can see 83% reviews here. and this is less than $5. So $5, 141 in India, old regional price, £4, 7 in Canada, and €5. So yeah, these are the DLCs. You get a few free items, and these two DLCs, you can see Motorhead Through the Ages. It has positive reviews, and this one isn't bad. The other one, Fractured Worlds, you can see it's got mostly negative reviews, so you may want to skip this one. And if you're a fan of Motorhead or something, you can get this one. The Mageseeker, A League of Legends story. So this is a newish one. Haven't heard too much about this. So this is set within the League of Legends universe, pixel art style, and looks pretty good. I can see here. Yeah, so interesting looking game. Came out only in April of this year, so not on a big sale. 20% off for $24, 1,040 in India, £20, 32 in Canada, 24 in the Eurozone. Next we have the popular Hades. Now Hades is not like Diablo, but it is hack and slash, roguelike, isometric as well, and has RPG elements. So decided to put it here. You can see overwhelmingly positive reviews, 200,000 reviews here. And yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah, you can see it's got the same isometric view, a lot of action, hugely popular. 50% off, 550 in India, 1249, 1049 in the UK, 16 in Canada, 1225 in the Eurozone. Next we have the Slormancer. So this is more of a light-hearted comedy style ARPG similar to Diablo, and yeah, it looks decent. Recent reviews haven't been that great, only 20 mixed, but overall it's still positive at 77% off. It came out in 21, so not that old. And yeah, it's got that familiar pixel art style. It looks decent, and it's still in early access though. So 20% off, $12, 367 in India, £9 and 11 pence, 14 in Canada, 12 in the Eurozone. Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem. So this is a confusing one because the reviews keep changing for this frequently. Like sometimes I would check and this would be positive, positive. Sometimes it would be mixed, mixed. And initially when it first came out, there was even negative. So looking at the reviews, people are complaining about some of the clunkiness and also some, bugs later on. I have played this. I've played only a little bit, to be fair, like a few hours, and I thought it was pretty good. Of course, if I played more, I would figure out what the issues are, but it looked very good, like among the best looking ARPGs, and I did not feel it was particularly clunky. The story didn't feel anything exciting, but it looked very good. I think one of the starting areas, like the main town, that looked fantastic. Like it was very good, like better than any other ARPG I had seen. Maybe Diablo IV would be able to match it, but otherwise it looked fantastic. So yeah, have a look at the reviews. I'm mentioning this here because it is kind of cheap, and games like this, I'm kind of worried that it might go up in price, especially with the regional changes on Steam. So this is 80% off, only 179 in India, $8, 619 pounds, 9 in Canada, 7 in the Eurozone. Now another very popular ARPG, this is Torchlight. So there's multiple games in this Torchlight series. Overall, I still think 2 is the best. Most people consider this to be the best. It's a little old now, but still looks good and has a nice colorful look to it. It was made by people who had worked on Diablo, so you can see why it is popular. So it came out in 2012, so 11 years old now, and this is 75% off, 119 in India, $374, 119 in India, 274 in the UK, 424 in Canada, 374 in the Eurozone. It says here free on GOG. I believe it has been free on GOG and Epic, and if you have a Humble subscription, I think it's free there as well. Like you can go into the vault and play it from there. So you could find ways to play this for free quite easily. Next is Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. So as some of you may know, I'm sort of into Warhammer a little bit, and I have played this one. It's all right. The main complaints from people is the always online thing. This doesn't bother me too much. A lot of people say that you need to have a stable connection because you get disconnected. Once again, I haven't played this extensively to see how bad that is, but generally I did not face any issues. So multiple classes, lots of DLCs, big game and has that big sort of 40K gothic feel as well. This is on sale here. So this is the base game. There's a complete version with a lot of DLCs. So this one here is 80% off, $400 in India, $10, $839 in Canada, and $839 in the UK, 13 in Canada, and 10 euros. Now this complete version has a lot more items, the base game, and a lot of DLCs. And this is only a little more at 16, $640 in India, $1339 in the UK, $2079 in Canada, 16 in the Eurozone. However, after this complete edition came out, they released a further DLC called the Sororitas class. So this is another playable character. This is the Sisters of Battle class, and this is not included in this complete version. So just wanted to clear that in case somebody buys this and then realizes they don't have this, because this only came out, I think, late last year. It says 28th November 22. So they don't include this in the complete version. It's only on a 33% sale. So yeah, you will not get that if it's actually more expensive than the base game. So maybe just buy this if you're really interested, if you're a fan of Warhammer, get the complete version, and later down the line when this is like really cheap, you can pick it up as well. Next is another newish game, kind of popular. When it came out, it was like very popular. This is V Rising. Now V Rising, you play as a vampire who's just woken up after, like, I don't know, hundreds of years of sleep or something. And then you go around looking for blood nearby and then raising your castle. So it's got like a lot of building elements. You can raise your own castle, and the world looks very beautiful. I have bought this myself. And they're also frequently updating the game, which is great to see. Yeah, like I said, it looks pretty good. So it's still in early access, but they just had a major update sometime recently. So anyway, this game is on a small sale, but it's not expensive. 20% off, $423 in India, $16, $1239 in the UK, $1823 in Canada, and 16 in the Eurozone. Now I have a couple of free-to-play games if you would like to try them without spending money. So of course, first we have Path of Exile, very popular, got good reviews, and of course it's a free-to-play game, so you have in-game microtransactions and things like that. It doesn't, it's not pay to win as far as I'm aware. I've only played a little bit just to try it out. So yeah, but I've seen from like hardcore Path of Exile players, people who've put in like hundreds and thousands of hours, they tend to complain because of course live service games become like that. But if you just want something to play around for a little bit, why not give this a try? It's completely free. So yeah, Path of Exile 2 is also expected. I don't know when, but probably in a couple of years or something. And then also we have Lost Ark, which is also free to play. Now this is a fairly recent game, came out in 22, looks good graphically. It's more of an MMO, and this one sadly is not available in India. So if you are in India, you might need to use a VPN or something to play this if you really want to play this. But yeah, overall, yeah, again, I've heard good things, but I have heard that this is very pay to win. So keep that in mind. So yeah, 2 free ARPGs to end the video. And yeah, let me know what you think. You play ARPGs? I would like to get hold of Achilles Legends. I've been delaying this. And also forgot to mention, if you are in India, Achilles Legends would be cheaper on the Epic Game Store. So you may want to get it there, but it's not on sale there. So it's about the same. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.